Good afternoon, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bridget Dana, and it's your favorite narcissistic abuse counselor in the house. Welcome to my office. Today's topic of conversation is going to be emotional frequencies. Now, this may be completely different from what you've heard before, and it may also not be. But I find it very relevant when I talk to my clients to show them concrete evidence that abuse does not equal love. So what do I mean by this? So on the internet, you can find what is called an emotional frequency chart. I will see if my technology skills allow it so that I can attach the chart at the bottom of this video or in the more section. Please bear with me. I'm still new to the technology, and sometimes it works with me and sometimes it doesn't. But if I don't manage to post it, I will get it to you somehow. But I have a chart here which talks about the emotional frequencies. I just want to see if I can get it on here. And it's how the emotional frequencies are measured. So picture this. If you've got a radio station, in the old days where people still listened to the radio, it had a dial that you would turn, sometimes a little bit and sometimes a lot, to tune into your specific radio station's frequency. And if you tuned into the wrong frequency, you will get a different radio station. So you had to sometimes be very gentle with the dial just to get the right frequency for your radio station. And then sometimes the radio station would go off frequency and you'd have to just tune it just slightly to get it to the right frequency so that it can be very clear and that you can hear what the presenter is saying on the radio station. So emotional frequencies work in the same manner. These are measured. Each emotion has a frequency, and this can be measured. They use a contraption called a scalar machine or a Rife machine, where they went and they measured the different emotions. And when a person is dead, their frequency is at 0 hertz. Okay, it's measured in the not the currency, it's measured in hertz. So just above 0, the next emotion that you can feel just above death is shame, which is measured at a frequency of 20 hertz. Then the next emotion is guilt. It's measured at a frequency of 30 hertz. And it goes on to say apathy is 50 hertz. And like I said, I will share the whole chart. But just for the sake of concisement, love is measured at a frequency of 500 hertz. And then your highest human frequency that's possible is 1000 hertz. This is what they have measured. Peace is measured at a frequency of 600, and joy is measured at a frequency of 540. Now, if you have a lot of money in your bank, you can actually pay people to measure your own specific frequency. I am of the opinion that each person has a core frequency that they operate on in their day to day. Whatever that might be for you, depending on where you are in life and what your journey is that you have chosen, you have a specific core frequency. Now, it does not say this on this chart, but the clever people have measured this. And the frequency of manipulation, which is an emotion, believe it or not, is measured at a frequency of 55. Anger, for example, is measured at a frequency of 150. Now, if you remember, I said love is measured at the frequency of 500. So if love is on this channel of 500 and manipulation is on the channel of 55, we can do the maths that 500 does not equal 55. Therefore, we cannot say that, oh, but this narcissist, he loves me a lot. Because what they are displaying is on the frequency of manipulation. It's not on the frequency of love. If their entire relationship is built to manipulate you, to deceive you, to make you feel crazy, that is not love. Even in the beginning period, when there was the love bombing period, that was not love. They were deceiving you into thinking that it was love, but it was love. It wasn't love, and that is why the relationship will never return to that stage. It might be there for parts of the relationship, but it will be very few and very far in between. And that is where the victims often make the mistake in thinking, oh, but he does love me or she does love me. And they are capable of showing love and they are capable of displaying love. It's an act. It's unfortunately an act. Their entire frequency, emotional frequency, is based on manipulation, which is 55, guilt, which is 30, and shame, because they carry a deep, deep, deep sense of shame inside of themselves, the narcissists, and that is why they don't have a very good self-worth and self-esteem. They have a very, very, very low self-esteem, and that is why I say that their emotional development is the same as a 2-year-old, and they cannot regulate their emotions. It's purely because they operate on this frequency of 55, which is manipulation, guilt and shame, 30 and 20. They go into anger as well, which is 150, which, can you believe it, is higher than manipulation. But the anger is more a rage than what it is, anger. And then they are also very fear-driven. A lot of fear-mongering comes with a narcissist that is at the frequency of 100. So you can see that the emotional frequency does not go very high. It does fluctuate at times, but I would maintain that the core frequency of the narcissist is manipulation, which is at 55. I just want to read to you here from my notes that because the manipulation is at 55, it aligns closely with the feelings of guilt and shame, which I said those three, they travel together usually. And because they are so close together and close to the frequency of 0, this explains why the victims often feel a deep sense of guilt, a deep sense of shame, because often you will find the victims are highly intelligent people, and how can they fall for this trap? So they feel very ashamed of themselves and they don't want to speak out about it. And then oftentimes they will feel like they don't want to live anymore. And that is because of the frequency of the guilt and shame, which is close to the frequency of 0, which is death. So that is my brief explanation on the emotional frequency chart and why it is very, very important when we are looking at narcissistic abuse and to understand narcissistic abuse in its entirety, because not all of the counselors or the psychologists or the psychiatrists will explain this component to the client. But it is a very, very important component, because now you can start to see for yourself, oh, but hang on, wait a minute, this is not love. It doesn't matter how the display looks, it's an act. And it's an deliberate act to deceive. So therefore, they operate on the frequency of manipulation. So once again, I will see if I can attach the chart at the bottom of the video, in the more section, I think there's a field where you can attach this. But if I can't, then I will just put instructions there on how you can view this online and what exactly am I referring to. Because it's nice to have something concrete in front of you that you can see, oh, but this is what I'm referring to. So that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.